So now I've gotten all loaded up the night before. So this is Wednesday night. Winterfair is Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And so I'm hoping to get home from work tomorrow on Thursday and just jump right in the truck and head straight out. Setup closes at 8. So I'll be cutting it close, but I might be able to get all set up tomorrow night. So I don't have to go in earlier on Friday to set up. So this is the truck and how I got my bins and my grid panels and everything already in here. My wonderful cart that I made, which you'll see later with everything piled on it. So I got down here to Winterfair a little bit late on Thursday to get set up, but I managed to get most of the stuff in place, at least on the walls, by the close-up time Thursday. I came back Friday morning, had to finish setting up, so I couldn't do this video yesterday. I was still setting up right before people showed up, but it is now Saturday morning. I had a reasonable day yesterday. I think I definitely did better than I did last year on Friday, but I have now picked up my donuts from Adruno's Italian Bakery just down the street. It's an awesome place. Beats McDonald's, and at least if I don't eat it today, I can eat it tomorrow and it'll be nice. But I've got my booth set up, got all my stuff on the walls, got my lights going, and what's crazy is my friend's brother is set up right across the aisle from me, Anthony Merle. He's got some amazing stuff. So if you haven't been down here, check it out. Winterfair. It's the Columbus State Expo Center. It's Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. 10 to 7 on Friday and Saturday, and 11 to 4 on Sunday. But it is a great show. I've got some awesome pieces just waiting to go home with somebody. So it'll be a good day, and hopefully it'll be a great weekend. So I'm back here for day 3 of Winterfair. It's Sunday. Yesterday I did about the same as I did on Friday. Managed to cover my costs, which is good. So everything today is just extra. So that's awesome, but I wanted to give a brief overview of just the booth setup in general. I know I get a lot of comments of people that come through that say, oh, well, so-and-so should do this, or my nephew should do this, or your son should do this. And it's not as easy as just making some prints and being done. I mean, I've got thousands of dollars just in inventory, in prints, in more prints, and little things to sell, like coasters and magnets and mouse pads, calendars, and just the hours that it takes to do these, to get these ready, to make all my labels for all of my prints, to get the lighting figured out, just even in the booth itself and the setup of the booth, with all my print bins, with all of my display panels, with my lights, normally with my actual canopy. It is probably upwards of $1,000 just to set up a booth, let alone the thousands and thousands of dollars it's going to take to put together an actual display setup. I've probably got 350 prints on hand, and that is still not enough in a lot of cases, but I can't physically fit anything else in the booth or in my truck to take it to these shows. So it's a lot of work, and a lot of people don't realize that. So if you're thinking about getting into this, just to know, you need to have an awful lot of things that you can print. You need to have a good chunk of change of disposable money that you can just throw at this to get it started, and you will lose a lot of weekends. I have done 10 shows this year, which means that's 10 weekends that I haven't been able to do anything else. So along with my random trips that I've been taking, I've probably lost half my weekends this year. I haven't done anything relaxing or enjoyable at home or just hung around because I was either out on a trip, traveling, or doing a festival. So it is a commitment, but as long as it pays your bills and it pays for itself, it can be rewarding to sit here and talk to people about amazing places, about trips, about places they've been, about places that you'd like to go, or encouraging people to get out there and see these awesome places for themselves. So I just wanted to put that out there. It is not just as simple as just printing your work and selling it. I've been doing this for probably 8-9 years now, and it's paying for its costs at the very least. It hasn't gotten to the point where I'm paying for my trips yet, but I am working on that. Hopefully that will start happening soon. But it's been another reasonable weekend. Last year I did not as well as this year, but I figured I usually try to do these shows a couple of times before I give up on them entirely. It could just be an off year, it could just be bad weather, you never know. So I'm gonna go ahead and get some stuff ready for today. Hopefully I'll sell a little bit more, and this will be a decent weekend. So as you could tell from the video, the cart that I put together with a couple of 2x6s from Lowe's and a couple of large wheels did pretty good. It fit everything I needed to fit, and it rolled very smoothly. There's probably at least 100 pounds in both of my bins, and the grid panels also probably weigh at least probably a total of 100 pounds plus a bunch of other prints. So I wouldn't doubt that there would be probably 350 pounds on that cart, and I rolled it in and out just fine on my own. So I'd say that is a win, and I am glad I made that cart. I wish I had done it a couple of years ago. All right, now that I got home from Winterfair, managed to get the truck unloaded and got everything put back in the house. So I was able to go through my numbers, and I did about just shy of 1,700 in sales, which isn't bad. It's my best show of the year, except for this was a 3-day show. My previous best show was 1,500, and that was a 1-day event. So pretty much I take that 1,700, and then I subtract the 725 between the booth fee, the jury fee, food, gas for the weekend. That gets it down to about just under 1,000. So after I minus the cost of what I'd sold, like the actual cost for the prints themselves, I came out with about $200 on top. So it'd cover my time for 3 days, 3.5 days. So you're talking, what, $60 a day for 3.5 days. Not hurtful. I didn't lose money. Last year I did kind of lose money. I didn't break even and cover my costs. So it was a bit rough. But the other photographers I talked to on Sunday morning were doing probably just a little bit worse than I was. So it was a slow weekend. However, some of the jewelers that I had talked to were doing phenomenal. So it's just, maybe it's that type of crowd. Maybe it's just the economy, or just the advent of people's phones taking better pictures. I don't know. But just, yeah, be aware when you're getting into this. It's not going to be like all, happy flowers and money coming all over the place. It's, at least for me, my experience is I'm not making a terrible amount. I'm not losing money, but it is an enjoyable thing for me to do with my hobby. It is mostly pay for the prints themselves. So when I did up the totals for the year, I did probably about 7,500 in sales from art shows, and the collective booth fees and application fees, jury fees, etc., probably ran me about 2,500 in booth fees. So subtract out the 2,500 in prints that I ordered and photography products that I ordered this year to replace things I had sold. Give me about 2,500 on top. So I came out ahead for the year in general, which it's not bad, but it definitely doesn't go very far towards covering like trip expenses, equipment expenses, stuff like that. That's just a wrap up on Winterfair and a wrap up on the 2023 art show season for me. So it's been a reasonable year. I've had a couple of rough shows. Sauerkraut was pretty terrible, but that was mostly because of the weather. Looking forward to doing this all again next year, and then we'll see how it goes.